The first thing she did after being reborn was seal her husband's coffin with cement, because she knew he wasn't dead at all. In her last life, she was taken straight to the funeral hall and told her husband had died in an accident. He'd even left a will asking her to take care of a baby he'd just found. When she heard the baby had leukemia, she hesitated. After all, treatment would cost a fortune. Okay, I'll sign it. I'll carry out Shiji's wish and raise this child like my own. Because of that promise, I never remarried. I worked 3 jobs day and night. I even lost the baby Shiji and I had together from all the endless overtime. For 18 years, I paid over $3 million in medical bills and didn't even see Grandma one last time before she died. At last, the child recovered and got into Huaqing University. Just when she thought it had all been worth it, someone shoved her off a building. And that person was her husband, who had come back from the dead. Turns out, the child was his and her best friend's biological son. All these years, they'd only used her like a walking blood bank. Now that their son's illness was cured and he'd made it into college, she was no longer needed. As she lay dying, she swore that if she could live again, she'd make them all pay. To her shock, when she opened her eyes again, she had really returned to the day of her husband's funeral. Right now, her in-laws were pretending to be heartbroken, urging her to fulfill her husband's last wish and adopt the baby. Shiji was kind ever since he was little. He couldn't even bear to step on an ant. Who would have thought he'd suddenly be hit by something falling from above? But since this was the child Shiji wanted to raise, and his last wish was for us to care for the baby, then the Zhao family will accept this child. Wei Yue, from now on, we'll have to trouble you to take care of this child. Otherwise, Shiji won't rest in peace. But no matter how they cried and made a scene, she didn't react at all. Seeing this, her best friend forced the baby into her arms, trying to stir up her pity. She kept saying it was fate, that the baby stopped crying the second he was in her arms. The relatives joined in too, saying the child liked her and was the last reminder her husband left behind. But she coldly pushed the baby back into her friend's arms and said she would never accept him. After living once before, she knew the baby was just sick and too weak to cry. It wasn't fate at all. Then her mother-in-law started guilt-tripping her, saying her husband had died saving her. If she couldn't even agree to this one request, then she was heartless. Her father-in-law jumped in too, claiming her husband gave her all his paychecks and did all the housework. He said after all these years of marriage, she still hadn't gotten pregnant. Anyone else would have dumped her long ago. The relatives didn't know the truth, so they all thought she was being cold. They told her to accept the child and stop hurting everyone's feelings. Besides, with her in-laws helping out, the child would definitely survive. But the woman had plenty to say about that. Zhao Shiji said he gave me his salary card, but the mortgage, car loan, utilities, and bills add up to 13 grand a month. He only makes 6,000. I've been covering the rest myself. And him doing all the housework? That's total crap. When has he ever cleaned properly? I always had to clean everything again after coming home from overtime. And this child too. He was never picked up by Zhao Shiji. He's Zhao Shiji and Yang Jiajia's son.